Hello everyone, welcome to lecture 5 of module 9. In this lecture, we will deal with the different numericals for the forecasting of sales as well as the cost. As you have already gone through the different methods of forecasting and their relevance, so now it's time to go for the practicality of the concept. To start with, in this particular slides, we are going to talk about the regression method, or we can use the statistical technique to forecast the sales or the forecasting of the cost. Starting with the question number 1, you can see you are given the monthly sales data in units for the 6 month and use linear regression to forecast the sales for the month 7. The different information is already provided and there is nothing called extra information in this question. So we use the regression, that is a linear regression, for the solving this question. For that, we start with certain presumptions, like we use x. Let's assume x is equal to month and y represents the sales data. So when we are going to fit a line of regression into it, we calculate or we reach the figure of y is equal to a plus b x. The formula that we use will be a is equal to summation of y minus b into summation of x divided by n. This is the number of months or the number of years given in a question, where b is equal to n summation of xy minus summation of x into summation of y, whole is to be divided by n summation of sigma or summation of x square minus summation of x whole square. So for the computation purpose, we will prepare a table like this: x, y, then we calculate x square, then we compute xy, where we know the x is the number of months as given in the question, and we are given 6 months. So we put month number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y we assumed is equal to the sales, which is given in units in this question, that is 150 units, 200 units, 250 units, 270 units, 300 units, and 330 units. Now we directly compute x square, which is equal to 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Now we compute x, y, that is x into y, 1 into 150, 2 into 200, 3 into 250, 4 into 270, that is 1080, 5 into 300, that is going to be 1500, and 330 multiplied by 6, it comes to 1980. After this, we are going to find out the sum of each and every figure. So here we are in a position to calculate the summation of x, which will be the total of these figures. It reaches 21. Then we calculate the total of y, which is equal to 1500, and then summation of x square is equal to 91, and then summation of x and y is equal to 5860, and we know that our n is equal to 6. Now putting this in the regression, now we calculate the regression coefficient while using the formula of computing b, which is equal to n into the summation of the total of x and y multiplication into individual multiplication of sigma x into sigma y whole is to be divided by n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. We just computed n in question is 6 and we just computed sigma xy which is coming to 5860. Sigma x, summation of x is 21 and summation of y is 1500. 21 into 1500 to be divided by again 6 into sigma x square 91 minus sigma x whole square is 441. Square of the 21, it comes to 441. When we solve this equation, we got 35160, that is 35,160. Out of that, we will deduct 31,500. In the denominator, we have 546 minus 441, which is equal to 3660 upon 105, which comes to 34.857. Now we calculate the value of A, which would be put into the formula of sigma y, which is 1500 minus the value of the B, that is 34.857, to be multiplied by sigma x 21 whole is to be divided by 6. So we got the figure of 128. Now we can put these values to predict y, which is equal to A, that is 128, plus B 34.857 into 7, which we have to project, is equal to 372. This is our final solution of this question. Now we forecasted that in the 7th month the units of sale would be 372. Moving to question number 2, that is with regards to the forecasting of the cost for the production of 7 units, you are given the following historical data for the production units and their corresponding cost. We are given 6 units and their corresponding cost, and we are required to forecast the cost of production for 7 units. Again, we will put the use of the linear regression. So our y, when we will fit a line of linear equation, that would be y is equal to a into b x, where we calculate a first, which is sigma y minus b summation of x whole upon n, and b is equal to n summation of x and y minus summation of x into summation of y divided by n summation of x square minus summation of x whole square. Now again, as we did in the previous question, we are going to create a table for the value. So the table for computation is to be prepared. For that, we use the figure of x, which is given again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the x is the units that we are going to produce, and the total cost will be shown as y, which is given in the question is 100 rupees, 120 rupees, 130 rupees, 150 rupees, 165 rupees and 180 rupees. So similar manner, we first compute x square 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and 36. Next step is to compute x into y, that is 100, 240, 130 into 3 is 390, 4 into 150 is 600, 5 into 165 is 825, 6 into 180 is equal to 1080. Now we find out summation of x, which is equal to 21. Then we find out the summation of y, which is equal to 845. Then we compute sigma x square, or the summation of the x square, that comes to 91. And then we calculate the summation of x and y, which is equal to 3235. And in this question also our n is equal to 6 items. Then the next step is calculation of regression coefficients using the formula that we have mentioned before, that we first calculate b using this formula upon n into sigma x square minus sigma x whole square would be equal to 6 into 3235, we just computed here, minus sigma x is 21 and sigma y is, we have sigma x 21 and sigma y is 845. We just computed in the question. You can see there, whole is to be divided by 6 into 91 minus 21 square is equal to 441. So we reach the figure of 19,410 minus 17,745. Whole is to be divided by 546 upon 441. We got the balancing figure of 1665 upon 105, which will be equal to 15.857. You can see we have computed one variable, that is b. Then the next is the computation of a, where a is equal to summation of y minus b into summation of x upon n, which is equal to summation of y, we just computed 845 minus b is equal to 15.857 to be multiplied by summation of x, that is 21. The whole is to be divided by 6. So we got the figure of 845 minus 332.997 upon 6. We got the figure of 85.3348. Now we are there to forecast the cost for 7 units. So for that we use the equation that is called y is equal to a plus bx, which is equal to a, we computed 85.33 plus b, we have computed 15.857 multiplied by the 7, it comes to 85.33 plus 111 which is equal to 196.33 rupees. This is the forecasted cost for the 7th unit to be produced by the company. Then next, using regression method, compute the sales if the number units to be sold is 100 from the following information, in which we are given different units like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and the sales in rupee is given 200, 300, 380, 490, 560. And now we are required to forecast or estimate the sales if the number of units to be sold is 100, and we are given information up to 30 units to be sold in the market. So again, using the regression method, we go with number of units to be assumed as X and sales are taken to be equal to Y. We first prepare the table using the items given in the question like X and Y, where X is 10 units, then 15 units, then 20 units, then 25 units, and the last is 30 units. And sales is given 200, 300, 380, 490, and 560. So we just compute the X square first, 100, then 225, then 400, then 625, and then 900. Now we compute the multiplication of X into Y, that comes to 2000 for the first figure of the number of units sold 10. Then we got the figure of 4500, then 7600, then 12,250, and the last is 16,800. So going with the same totaling, that is summation of X, now it is 100 in this question. Summation of Y is equal to 1930. Summation of X square is 2250, and summation of X and Y both is 43,150. And in this question we have N, which is equal to 5. So first, in the similar fashion, we calculation of regression coefficients. These coefficients are A and B, where B is equal to, using the same formula, N summation of X and Y minus summation of X into summation of Y whole divided by N summation of X square minus summation of X whole square, which is equal to 5 into 43150. We just computed that figure. Then summation of X was 100 and summation of Y was 1930 divided by 5 into summation of X square was 2250 minus summation of X whole square would be 100 square, that is 10,000. So we got the figure of 22,15,750 minus 1,93,000 to be compared with 1250, which comes to 18.2. Now we compute A, which is equal to summation of Y minus B summation of X whole to be divided by N would be 1930 minus 18.2 into 100 upon 5. It comes to 22. Now we are there to forecast our sales for 100 units. That would be y is equal to a plus bx, where a we just computed is 22 and b we calculated 18.2 and x is 100, for which we are going to predict it. So the y would be equal to 1842 from this particular question. After going through all these questions, you will be in a position to forecast the value of the cost, or you can forecast the sales, as well as you can also go for the forecasting of the funds, but that is a typical one to be solved in a given period of time. So I hope now you are in a position to calculate all these things using your practical knowledge as well as the theoretical knowledge of the different aspects for used in the forecasting of sales, cost and the fund. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you.